a lot of my
You talking about the scammers?
oh my God.
Just saying.
A lot of the I think the difference between the like my situationships and somebody that I would actually like seriously fuck with is that um it's the recognition
Hmm.
that it's like, oh, you are looking to contain this because you realize how it bosses you up.
Speak a little bit more on that, because people don't understand partnership.
Oh, absolutely
People
not.
don't.
You are not looking to be a
Hmm.
partner. You recognize how adding me to your team makes you better, but you are not looking to like equally allow my freedom and allow me to grow and allow me to reach my full potential. You want me to get to a certain potential. You want to cap it
Mm-hmm.
because if I get to my certain potential, you know I'm going to out
Hmm.
whatever you, right? And honestly, it's the sake of maturity is
Mm-hmm.
the issue.
Mm-hmm.
But I also think that it's really like there's a lot of people out here who ain't really grown up.
Uh-oh.
And there's a lot of hurt kids being adults. And I think that as someone who I feel like I very much exude woman, not girl, that which means a bitch has done her work. And that work was not fucking easy. Work was very hard to accomplish and get through and sit through and uncomfortable and painful and all the other shit. But let me say that a bitch has done the work. So when you see men who, or sorry, boys that have age on them, right? You go, okay, well, the problem is that you don't recognize that all of your actions exude boy, hurt child. I can literally see you as your hurt child in your actions and how you act. So I'm like, why would you think that if I exude woman and you're exuding boy that this is ever gonna fucking work?
Okay. All right. I want to challenge that though, and I'm not saying you're wrong at any point, because I mean, full transparency, I literally just had that conversation today with my therapist. Black people do go to therapy, y'all. By the
Yes,
way.
we do.
And the to get to the point, but I recently got out of a situationship, right? And she asked me, "Why'd you get out of it?" Right? And she's a cool old black lady. If y'all ain't got a black therapist, you a black person, y'all gotta kiss. I don't know, do you though? And I was like, because that person didn't do their work, and clearly I'm on the phone with you. I'm trying to heal. The universe gave me you as a friend and a roommate, right? So I got to figure my stuff out. And they ain't doing their work, and I'm not about to pay you the money that I'm paying you on the phone to do my work and theirs.
Come on now.
Nor do I have the energy or the capacity to do so. But then that brings me back to the challenge part, is that I could personally say that I've done the work that I'm doing because I've been educated on it.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't get educated on the quote unquote work until I got into these spaces where they talked about it, meaning higher education, um, meeting friends that I met in these realms. You know, I didn't meet you at school, but I met you through people who, you know, ran in the same circles as I did. But before that, I was not aware that I had work that needed to be done. So that's where, and then this is where my Captain Save, what was it again?
Captain Save a Hoe.
Captain Save a Hoe comes in. And I need to work on that, but I feel like a lot of women who've gotten to this point, it's like, yeah, okay, I'm doing my work, you're doing your work. We know what work, quote unquote, is, right? Some of these niggas don't know what the work is. And then this is where women or men, whatever,
True, because
right?
I know a lot of bitches who ain't doing their work either.
Who, if you are doing your work, it's okay for you to, and shout out a good friend of mine. He put on my own balcony. He looked at me dead in my face and said, sometimes we just scared to look at people we care about and say, you know what, this ain't it. Ain't no reason. It's not that you cheated or you was out of pocket. It's just you and I are not meant to be. The loving is good, the fun is fun, but you're just not where I want to be. So how do you talk to the women who know that they're doing the work? We're running across people who haven't or don't understand what the work is. Do you work with them to teach them? Or is it one of those situations where it's like, yeah, I'm too deep into my work, so Figure yourself out, homie, and catch me when you shadowed out.
That's perfect. Shadowed out is actually okay. Look at you.
You see me, I'm woke.
It to me, it's about the willingness, I think, and like I said, it's a difference between somebody that I'm willing to have a situationship versus people that I'm actually about to consider anything longer than that.
Like commit for real.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, those two things are very different. Mm-hmm. And my thing is like, I do believe that there are people in your life that are going to kind of challenge you. I think all relationships across the board are mirrors. And there's a lot of stuff that if you're willing to have a certain level of self-awareness, they're showing you yourself and the things you can work on and all those things. So my thing is, you got to be willing.
True.
And it's the lack of willingness. There are a lot of people who are very set and stubborn in their ways and they're not looking to change. And so my thing is like, I'm not about to, because to me, it's also like, look, we live in the age of technology.
Google it.
I ain't trying to say, I mean, but look, I just feel like you can figure it out. If you really wanted to, you could figure it out. So my thing is, if I present to you, mm-hmm. and I'm not hella harsh with it. If like, I give people the chance, right? So it's not like, oh, hey, right? Way too many fucking chances.
It's not just that, but as somebody who wasn't really with it and then got to know you, and it's like, you push lightly with the people you care about. You like, I went from talking about what in the hell did I get myself into to the wake me up at 7:30 so I can meditate with you and do Palo Santo. You know, like what?
I'm saying, I give people the opportunity to be like, do you want to? It's not about do you want to be better as if I'm doing anything, because to me it's ain't shit I can do.
Yeah.
All that shit's in you. It's like, hey, do you want the opportunity to start to think about these things that like, if I'm noticing it, other people are noticing that shit too. You just haven't noticed it because you haven't become self-aware to that aspect of you. The same way I experience that all the time. There's hella shit, especially living with you. There's hella shit I didn't know about myself until I met you and was like, oh,
I'm hella irritated. I'm just like,
I am hella irritating.
I love you. I really do.
I really
But
do.
Okay, so you're talking about it's the work. It's about finding somebody that you're dedicated enough to.
It's seeing that they're willing to. If someone's willing to do it, then that's a different conversation than if, hey, you need to do your work, and then they're just like, whatever, bitch. And I'm like, okay, this ain't gonna go nowhere.